Hi everyone, and welcome to Schleim Reviews. I'm Schleim, and in this video, I will be reviewing Rotom slimes. But first, if you're new to my channel, I want to again say welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoy this content. And now for our Schleim fam shoutouts. There are 4 of you: Austin Yang, Ben and Josh, Christina Sweeney, and Lacey. Thank you so much for all the support, and if you'd like a shout out like this, comment down below #SchleimFam. And with that, let's get into this review. This package got here in 8 days. It would have got here even quicker actually, but there was a delay due to a power outage in their area. They updated their customers through Instagram, and I really appreciated their communication to their customers that way. The slimes arrived in a priority mailbox, and everything was nicely bubble wrapped, and there was also borax, along with some Haichu candies, their business card, and some care instructions on the back. I always appreciate when shops include some extra candy. That was so nice of them. They even included a free slime, which is that much more generous. The slime's called Mermaid Bingsu. And to include a free slime with a bunch of add-ins is just amazing. I ordered 5 slimes from this shop. I paid $87.86 with shipping and taxes. The 5 slimes were Marie Tozo, which is a do-it-yourself clay slime, Milk Frappuccino, Royal Frog Spawn, Chiang Mai Watermelon Crunch, and the last slime is SpongeBob and Friends, which is another do-it-yourself slime. I was beyond excited for this order. This is my second time trying out this shop. The first time I only tried 2 of their slimes, so there's a lot to pick from. I'm super excited to get into this. And just as a reminder, the ASMR will be saved till the end of the video. Feel free to use the chapters to skip around if you'd like. And with that, let's open some slimes. The first slime we'll be looking at is Mermaid Bingsu. This is the free slime included with my order. I believe it's in a 7-ounce container, and it has a bunch of added iridescent Bingsu beads in a light purple white glue base. It's also scented as grape, I believe. It's very delicious. I love the instant crunches you get when you poke this slime. It did need a little bit of activator though, because it's getting hot outside and it was a tiny bit sticky and needed the activator to also become a little bit thicker. I believe this might be a Korean white glue slime. I'm really unsure, but it feels different. It's easy to stretch and gives amazing bubble pops, but I did need to activate this slime a bit, and even then it would leave a little bit of residue on my hands. I do find that some slimes, no matter how much you activate them, will just leave that bit of residue, so it's just something that happened, but for a free slime, I didn't mind it. It still was so fun to stretch and have the amazing bubble pops with the Bingsu beads. And it was just also very generous. I did not have to include this slime, but just for the review, I will probably fault it because of the little bit of residue on my hands. This also inflates a great amount, but does become tacky. This is just a slime you need activator around for, but I just couldn't get enough of it. It really is a very unique feeling slime, and who doesn't love a good crunchy texture? This was just so awesome. So for Mermaid Bingsu, because there was that little bit of residue that kept sticking to my hands, I'm going to fault this slime a little bit. So this is gonna get a 9 out of 10 slime. The next slime we're going to look at is Milk Frappuccino. This is a crispy snow fizz texture. It's scented as condensed milk, and I will say it's a very light, milky scent. It's not sweet. It definitely just smells like a milk. This does come with some cow Fimo slices to put on top, along with a really cute cow charm. It's bulky, so I wouldn't recommend putting it in the slime, but it is such a cute thing to include that goes with the theme. When I first went to poke the slime, it's just instantly so sizzly. I love the sounds that this slime makes. A lot of the ASMR in this video is just amazing. Rotom Slimes knows what they're doing, and it really is just so crispy. I believe because it's in a clear glue base, but I could be wrong. I love it so much. Sometimes snow fizzes can tear at first because they're so packed with plastic snow, but this didn't do that at all. And the plastic snow is pretty soft on my hands. It didn't irritate it at all. I just can't get over the bubble pops and how sizzly it is. Rotom is known for having very amazing Snow Fizz textures. I've tried one other one that was a do-it-yourself with some clay that you add, and this is definitely more crispy than the other one. It's very different, so it's good to know that their Snow Fizzes can be totally different from one another. And this does inflate a great amount as well. I highly recommend checking this slime out if you like Snow Fizz textures and if you like milk. It's really like such a light scent, but I enjoy it so much. So for Milk Frappuccino, that is a beautiful 10 out of 10 slime. The next slime we'll be looking at is Chiang Mai Watermelon Crunch. This was listed as tier crunch beads, and they come in different sizes, small and medium. They look a lot like fishbowl beads, but the difference is that fishbowl beads are flat on one side, whereas these are full, round, clear beads that are red and green. I love that they didn't mix in transit too. They still were separated, which I just found to be amazing. It also comes with a really cute watermelon popsicle charm and these 3 black beads to resemble watermelon seeds. The aesthetic was so on point. This slime is just so packed with those tear crunch beads, and the clear slime was very well activated. I loved how it looked before it all mixed together. It was seriously just so cute. And it was very satisfying to mix all of the beads. The thing I love about this is that it's not going to turn into a specific color. It's just going to mix the colored beads around. And I just find that pretty unique. I love it. I don't get a lot of slimes that are like that. Now the scent listed for this slime is watermelon ice cream. And when I first smelled this in the container, it was absolutely delicious. I loved it so much. It was a very sweet, creamy watermelon blend. But as I played with the slime, I did notice it left a sort of plastic smell as well, and it was something I haven't experienced with a slime yet. My guess is that it's from the beads that were used, because for one, it was the first time I've ever had a slime with these beads, and there were so many, and they were plastic, so that's the best guess that I have, is that it affected the scent that was added to this slime as much as I originally was. But regardless, this stretches so easily, and the bubble pops are loud. I didn't have a single bead fall out, which is what I was definitely curious about, because I know even with fishbowl beads, it's hard to keep them in slime sometimes, but this didn't have a single bead fall out. And as the slime inflates, the clear slime becomes white because of all of the bubbles. It kind of reminds me more of like Christmas by the end of playing with this slime, but I still find it to be so cute. And if you like crunchy slimes, this is such a unique one to try. The beads on my hands are just so smooth, but this isn't something you can poke in the container necessarily because there are so many beads, but they added just enough glue so that it didn't tear, and I just love that because it really shows that they know what they're doing. And this is just a really cute slime to bring as summer starts to approach. I highly recommend checking this slime out if you like crunchy slimes, but there is that plastic scent to it, so just keep that in mind if you order a slime like this from their shop, is that that's a possibility. So for Chiang Mai Watermelon Crunch, because the scent was affected by the beads, I have to fault it a little bit, so this is gonna get a 9 out of 10 slime. The next slime we'll be looking at is SpongeBob and Friends. This is a do-it-yourself that comes with a coated clear base, which is colored blue to resemble water, and a yellow icy to resemble the sand. It also comes with a SpongeBob character charm at random, and I got Patrick, which is awesome. Patrick's amazing. I love SpongeBob so much. I watched it so much growing up as a kid. I wanted to poke the coated clear slime a little first, just because it was so beautiful. I love the blue. It really reminds me of cartoon water. And the great thing about coated clears is that they usually arrive absolutely perfect. This wasn't too thick, and I was just in love with how beautiful and clear it was. I then pulled out the sand, which is an icy texture that's yellow. And immediately when I went to poke this slime, it was so sizzly. It has a little bit of a wet feel to it. It actually reminded me a lot of Slime Obsidian's icy texture. I don't usually feel this texture from other shops, and I really liked it. It was just so sizzly. I can't get over that part. It was hard to put away. It easily stretched, but this was what I was gonna put at the bottom of the container to resemble that sand like I mentioned. And this was just super cute. This was one of their best sellers from summer last year, I read, and I'm really glad they brought it back. Once I got the clear slime over the icy texture, it just looked like a beach vibe. I loved it. It was super cute. This slime also came with a little plastic seaweed and these SpongeBob Fimo slices, and that was one of my favorite parts about this slime, is that they were just little SpongeBobs. That was a great attention to detail. If you like SpongeBob and coated slimes, you have to check this out if they have it at their shop. I'm gonna say that now because it's just the aesthetic. And when Patrick sits on top, it just completes it. I loved pushing him into the water. I just had to put him in the slime because it was clear at first. And it's so satisfying. But again, if you put a bulky charm in slime, just be very careful. I poked around at the slime a bit before fully mixing it to just appreciate that aesthetic as long as I could. But eventually I took it all out and I got to mixing, and it was just so fun. I loved watching the different colors and textures just blend. And this slime has a delicious scent from the clear base, which is so impressive because it was so clear for having that scent in it. The scent that was listed is soda ice cream, and it's such a delicious, sweet scent. I do get that carbonated, bubbly scent in there, and I absolutely love it. When the slime is fully mixed, it becomes a light green color, almost like a sea foam kind of color. If you let the slime sit for about a week, it will clear up, and the color is even more bright and vibrant. It's seriously just so beautiful. And the texture it mixes into is a coated jelly. This is the second coated jelly I've ever tried, and I'm absolutely in love. It stretches very easily, and it's not super thick. The bubble pops are light, but it gives awesome finger pokes and also sizzles when it is being deflated, because this does inflate a lot and it's just so squishy. Even if you don't like SpongeBob, this is just a cute slime to want to get. And when the slime is fully deflated, it fits perfectly back into the original container. This was a slime that had me purchase from Rotom, and I wasn't disappointed. I absolutely loved it. So for SpongeBob and Friends, that is a beautiful 10 out of 10 slime. The next slime we're going to look at is Royal Frog Spawn. I have been obsessed about trying one of these slimes from Rotom for a very long time now. The beads that they use are just so unique and really cool. It also comes with a shell charm and these little shell glitters to add. This is a very unique type of crunch bomb. You can pick between getting more beads or glue, and I chose to get more beads because they are just so unique. It's very packed, so you have to be careful getting it out of the container or else it can be rough on your hands. I love that it came in 2 different colors as well, a gorgeous blue and then a white. So I understood it was called Frog Spawn beads because the beads look like frog eggs, but I did not realize they were gonna make little frog sounds too, like little crickets, little ribbits. I did not know that. I know I'm getting excited right now, but like it really blew my mind. This slime is also scented and is so clear for being scented. It's scented as soda, and it's a very light, sweet soda scent. It almost reminds me of the scent from SpongeBob and Friends, but a little bit different. This slime makes very loud bubble pops because of the well-activated clear base and all of the beads added. They make a lot of different versions of this slime, usually in a solid bead color, so I was very excited to see this absolutely gorgeous version of it. It also stretches very easily. For me, choosing to add more beads than slime, it really didn't tear, and I thought that was really cool because that's always something that can happen if you choose to have more beads. I do not see a lot of shops offer the choice of having more beads or slime, and I think that's a really cool thing that Rotom does. So if you have a preference, you can definitely be a little bit picky. I am just beyond happy that I got to try this slime out. It was just one of those slimes I obsessed about for a while, and if you like unique crunch bombs, if that's what you want to call this, I'm really not sure, but if you like unique beads and slimes, you have to try this one. So for Royal Frog Spawn, that is a beautiful 10 out of 10 slime. The last slime we'll be looking at in this review is Muritozo. This is a do-it-yourself slime that comes with a white, thick base, a clay piece to make a type of pastry that I've never tried, a container with clay slime for filling for the pastry, and some cornstarch as powdered sugar. They definitely included a lot with this slime, and although I've never had this pastry personally that they referenced it off of, it just looked so cute I had to try it, and the scent is absolutely delicious in the base. The scent listed is cream vanilla, and it is a vanilla scent, but it's not overly sweet. It almost has a type of savoriness to the sweetness, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's very unique, but I really enjoy it. It's also not very strong either. I had to play with the base before adding everything to it. It stretched very well and gave awesome clicky bubble pops and amazing finger pokes. It wasn't sticky at all, and it was hard to put away because it just smelled so good. I eventually put the slime back in the container, and I took out the clay pieces, which is like the bottom and top to a pastry sandwich. I also took out that clay slime that they gave me, and it definitely was more on the clay heavy side, but was so creamy and buttery. They gave you a good amount to put in between the two clay pieces. I loved making my sandwich and then adding the cornstarch on top to give it that powdered sugar look. It looked very realistic and just delicious by the time I was done decorating it. I tried to appreciate just that adorable aesthetic a little longer before I got to mixing. And when I did mix, the clay piece was so soft. It went into the texture beautifully. It just looked so milky and creamy as it was all mixing in together. And when this is fully mixed eventually, it becomes a light tan color from the clay piece, and it still stretches very well. You get so much slime afterward, and I just love the bubble pops and finger pokes it still had after everything was mixed together. It's just such a squishy slay slime, and I love inflating it because it just gets so fluffy as well. I'll be honest, I don't think I fluffed this up as much as I did later after filming, because this slime gives amazing sizzles when it starts to deflate, and I feel like I just didn't have that filmed properly, and I'm just in love with everything about it. It's a very relaxing texture and is overall very holdable too when activated properly. I highly recommend this slime if you like do-it-yourself clay slimes, because this was just too good. So for Muritozo, or is it Muritozo? I'm sorry, I don't know the correct pronunciation, but this slime gets a beautiful 10 out of 10 slime. Thank you so much for watching my video, and check out more of Rotom Slimes. I will have a link down to their shop and Instagram. They post a lot of beautiful videos on their Instagram, and I can't tell you, I am overwhelmed with the amazing options they have at their shop. I have to go in there with tunnel vision and just grab what I'm gonna grab because I wouldn't have got half the slimes if I took my time. They sell out pretty quickly, but they're amazing and worth it. Also, if you're curious, I'm on Instagram too, so follow me if you'd like to see daily slimes and just slimes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.